Welcome back to the second part of this Unit 10 video series of multi-view drawings. First video, we had you begin to identify the front view, visualize the front view, and shade in the front view. Eventually, you'll be asked to identify the front view of a 3D object and draw it in using our drawing techniques that we learned in centering the drawing. Then we'll be asking you to draw in and identify the top view. The third video of this series will help you identify and teach you how to draw in the side view. But for today, we're just going to work on the top view. The very first thing that we need to do now is imagine that we are standing above, or we're flying above, floating above, sitting in a helicopter, directly above some type of shape, some type of object. So we only want to see now the top view. So when we see the top view, we only see the top sections. So in example number one, we can see that there's a large V notch cut out of this. And if you look at the top section here, by following the solid object lines, we can see now that we have the top view identified. In number two, this looks very similar again to that notched plane or centering the drawing number one. So we identified the front before, we've drawn the front, and now we're looking down directly on the top where we'll see a small rectangle here. And again, that's in the near, and the larger rectangle in the top view, which is in the far. So now we can use the same concepts of identifying near and far to better understand how to identify these views. So whether it's front, top, or side, we can still use the near far. We might have angles, we might have slopes. Again, at any time you have questions, please see me for help. So in this next section here of practice and seeing the top view in your packet, if you don't have your packet out, please do so at this time. We can see the respective 3D object, and then the author of this packet has identified the top views for us. Now, what might be a good idea to help you better see these is if you shade in the top view, shade in the same top view of the 3D object. You don't have to. I'm just trying to think of ways for some of the students who are still confused on identifying these views to give you a better idea. We can clearly see what the top view of number 3 is, so shade in the same feature. Same thing for number 4. Rectangle here, which would be the near. This rectangle number 2 is down here, which would be the far. So feel free to shade them in if you want to. And if not, that's okay too. So this section gives us a good idea of how to identify the top views. When we draw in the top view, this drawing technique is identical to what we have done in identifying and drawing out the front view. It's now just the top view. So we still look at our basic shape, picture the top view in our mind, block it out in a rectangle in step 2, measure out the details with construction lines and measurement techniques. Then we draw in the full-length construction lines in step 4, and in step 5, we now darken in our solid object lines. So this is really just going to be a review. This section here too, again, just reviews the near, far, and the slope. Or now they've added what is a high segment of the top view, the middle, or the slope. And again, you don't have to call it high, middle, slope. You could call it near, far, angled. As long as you have an idea of what we're working on, we should be in a pretty good state. Again, at any time, please ask for help. So as we did yesterday with identifying the front view, I would like you to, in this section, numbers 1 to 6, shade in the top view. Number 1 has already been done for you. So I'm going to give you some time here to pause the video, shade in the top view. On the next page shows the answer key. So at this time, pause the video, begin to shade in objects 2 through 6, and then check your answers. Now that you've gone and shaded in the top views, let's see how you did. So here's the answer key for shading in the top views. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but it gives you again the answers of what should be on your page for the top view. If none of this makes sense or it doesn't match and you're confused, again, please reach out to me for assistance. So there we have it. Short video today on identifying and visualizing the top view. Video number 3 is next, with going through identifying and shading and drawing in the side view. That's all for now. We'll see you in the next video.